Blackfly presents 5 patriotic moments in sports. Number 1. Philadelphia fans have taken a lot of heat over the years. Remember when they threw snowballs at Santa Claus? Whether or not Philly's undesirable reputation is deserved, you can't argue that this nationally televised Sunday night baseball game in Philadelphia sent chills down every American's spine. Fans had just got word of Osama bin Laden's death and began chants of USA. Everyone watching ESPN's Sunday Night Baseball felt like they could be at Citizens Bank Park chanting right along with the Phillies fans. If you want to see the American spirit at its finest, you can always go back to this summer night when justice finally became a reality. Number 2. In 1999, the US women's soccer team became the first team ever to win the FIFA World Cup on their home turf. Media coverage and expectations was higher than ever for the US as they came from behind to beat Germany 3-2 in the quarterfinals. Next up for the United States, the intimidating Brazilian squad, full of some of the world's best female soccer players. The US played with confidence and would beat Brazil by the score of 2-0, which led to the famous final against China. After 120 hard-fought minutes in front of 90,125 fans in Pasadena, the US women defeated China by winning a nail-biting shootout. Americans will never forget the excitement and pride they took in their country when Brandi Chastain put in the game-winning shootout goal. Number 3. April the 15th, 2013 is a day that Americans would like to forget. This was the day that a policeman and 3 spectators were killed as a result of the infamous Boston bombing that took place at the Boston Marathon. The city of Boston was knocked down, but nobody could stop it from getting back up. Sports had a huge impact on rallying the city from what seemed like a hopeless situation. Soon the #BostonStrong movement began, and Boston was well on its way to recovery. A few days after the bombing, the Boston Bruins played host to the Buffalo Sabres. Never before had the national anthem been sung with such passion and pride as it was before this hockey game. Number 4. Kerri Strug's teammates were counting on her to make one last run down the runway and land her attempt. But the pain in her ankle was so bad that it seemed physically impossible. What happened next was one of the most courageous performances in US history. Strug limped to the runway, performed her run, and landed on 2 feet, then instantly hopped onto her healthy foot as she finished her landing. This inspiring display is the reason the United States took gold. Later that night, the hospital would find that Kerri Strug performed that last vault on a 3rd-degree ankle sprain that had some tendon damage. Number 5. To say that 2001 was a tough year for the United States would be an understatement. The terrorist attacks of September the 11th left this great nation scared and vulnerable like never before. Despite all of the fear and confusion found in the hearts of Americans, this cold fall night in October gave us hope. When President Bush threw out the first pitch of Game 3 of the World Series at Old Yankee Stadium, somehow we just knew that everything was going to be all right. After giving the New York crowd the thumbs up, George Bush threw a perfect strike. On October the 30th, 2001, our nation was inspired like never before. Thank you for watching yet another amazing video. Please do subscribe for many more.